gonna miss it, but I'm at a different point in my life now. You know.
We followed him on Instagram. We've discussed different things. And this has been a long time in coming, you know what I'm saying? He contacted me over a year ago, but never came. You know, like we talked. He reached out again. You still have that car, you know? And then I said, yeah. And then he made the trip out. My name is Jim Heeb. That's a 1964 Galaxie 500. I've owned it since 1984. My fondest memories with the car is my dad also had a 64 Buick LeSabre, and I had the 64 Ford, and we would go to swap meets together. There's one particular at a Queens farmhouse, and we would set up a table and sell car parts and just collectibles and stuff, and it was just a fun time for the whole family. The whole family would go up there to the farmhouse, and we would set up a table, and just really, those are some of my fondest memories. I have a lot of memories of working on the car with my dad, a lot of memories of just taking the car and just different people sitting in the back seat of the car. And I worked on Long Island at Cablevision for years, and we used to go to lunch at a place called Al Dowd's Beefalo. It was like a kind of a biker type bar, a roadside kind of tavern, and I would get all the girls from the office into the car, and they would all pile out on like a Friday, and we'd go and have chili and beer and stuff. It was just I have like memories like that. I always find cars on the street, and I put my phone number on the windshield, and if you're ever interested in selling this car, give me a call. So I saw the Galaxie in a nearby neighborhood, Belrose, Queens, and I said, wow, that's 64. So I stuck my phone number underneath the windshield wiper, and sure enough, I get a phone call from this guy, Peter Cardy. He owned the nearby dry cleaners, and he said, yeah, he's interested in selling the car. So I went over and I saw Pete, and Pete was also a car guy, a car collector. So we worked out an arrangement, and he wasn't really interested in the Galaxie. He was a Cadillac guy. He was pretty fun. He had some old caddies and stuff. So I got the car from Pete by putting my phone number on the windshield. New York City, 1964-65, they had the World's Fair at Flushing Meadow Park. I was 6 years old. My brother John was 8, and my cousin Danny was 10. And my grandmother thought it'd be a good idea if Danny took me and my brother to the fair. And we get to the fair, and we're just 3 kids, little kids, and we're just running around. And we get to the Ford Pavilion. Now, 64, the Mustang came out. So we were like, oh, they got Ford Mustangs in that pavilion. We got to get in there. We got to get in a Mustang. So we get online, and we get up to where you kind of load onto the cars. The cars are on a conveyor that goes to almost like a time machine inside the pavilion. And so we're all psyched. We're going to get in a Mustang. And then the attendant's like, nah, you guys aren't getting your own car. So they stuck us in the back seat of a 1964 Ford Galaxie with like a young couple up front. And so it was like 3 little punk kids in the back seat, and we were like not very happy about it. But fast forward into the early 80s, there was a music scene that started to develop with a rockabilly resurgence. And me and my friends got really interested in the rockabilly music. And a few of us, like my buddy John and myself, we started looking into cars from the 50s and 60s. And that's when it clicked again for me. I wanted to get a 64 Galaxie. I just love the style. It's this space age kind of style and stuff. And John had a 58 Pontiac Bonneville. And at that point, we were heavily into listening to rockabilly music and into our cars. It was kind of a little scene that went on for a little while with me and my friends. I'm not enjoying the car like I did when I first got it. I would go to car shows. I would drive it in the Garden City Easter Parade. The kids were little, they'd be in the back seat. It's time to give the car to someone else to keep it around even longer. I just wanted to continue on into the future because I've tried to keep it around to move it forward. You know, I'm a fan of antique cars, and so I'd like to see it to continue on. I've met a young guy, Russ. He came by and we jacked the car up and we crawled underneath it, and I could see he was pretty passionate about this style of car and this type of car, and so I felt pretty good about that. I mean, I've followed Russ on Instagram, and I see what he's doing and kind of the other people he's around, and you know, they're obviously really, really good mechanics and really good, you know, fabricators and customizers. I mean, really nice stuff.
Here's the Ida key.
Oh, cool.
Right? Here's the other keys that were in addition. Awesome. It's a little something I had I thought you might like.
Oh, very cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
thank
old
you.
school.
That's awesome.
Old school. Yeah, old school.
Well, it's not going far. I'll have it.
And
So
I'll see his progress on it.
absolutely, it'll come visit for sure. I mean, he's definitely the type of guy that I wanted to buy the car from because he was into the car, and he wasn't just into it because it was something to do. Like, he really loved the car.
Yeah.
So that did a couple of things that, you know, he took care of the car all these years, you know, as good as he could, and he really kept it in good shape. And then it means a lot to me. So getting it from somebody that it meant a lot to, it just seems like you're just doing the right thing. I was looking for a car to have for a long time. To me, it seemed like it's not the most perfect car, but it came from the most perfect type of owner that I would want to buy a car. So he's gonna enjoy seeing it used, you know. Like he said, he wants to see it kept alive. We're definitely gonna do that.